Hello everyone, Tyas Sosen for the tea crane. We're in my tea chamber at the moment and I wanted to give you a quick set of tips how to improve your traditional Seiza sitting. Seiza means proper seating, so to be seated in a proper way, and this is basically how we sit during the tea ceremony. And for a lot of us Westerners, this is not a common way of sitting. We're used to sitting on a stool or on a chair at a table, but we're not used to kneeling like this on a floor, and some of us can't even get down to their heels because we're so stiff, and some can get down but then immediately their legs will go to sleep, and that's not as agreeable. But really the only way to get good at Seiza is to practice and to sit like this. But very important, because we try to sometimes stand up too quickly, we might injure ourselves. Seiza is not something that will injure you immediately, but I do heed some care when standing up and sitting down, because if your legs are asleep and you stand up too briskly, then there is of course the danger of hurting yourself, and I would not want anyone to have that happen to. So these are a few tips on how to properly sit in Seiza and how to properly stand up. And the first tip is to always, when standing up from this position, you will want to bring your hip up and put your ankles, your feet upright. If you can't do this because your legs are asleep, then do not try to stand up. I would recommend to always make sure that you first can put your feet up like so before you try to stand up, and then elegantly standing up instead of putting your feet. That is not elegant standing up. An elegant way of standing up from this position is to slide your right foot forward just a little bit and then stand up and bring your left foot to align with the right foot. That is beautiful form on how to stand up. And when sitting down again, just pull your right foot a little bit back, not further than the heel of your left foot, and bring both knees down, kneel with the right, and then slide the left knee in so those are aligned as well. Still keeping your feet upright like so. And before you sit down fully, first lay your feet flat on the floor and then sit on your heels. That is how to properly stand up and sit down in Seiza. Now, when you want to stand up but your feet are asleep and you can't get your ankles to stand upright, the best thing to do is to cross your feet, cross your ankles. So to first of all put your left ankle on top of your right ankle and then sit on it. It will hurt a little bit, but it will allow you to regain feeling in your lower leg much quicker. And then you would also do that for the other side. And once you have regained feeling, then it will become possible to sit your feet upright and to stand up as we just practiced. Sitting down again, lay your feet flat. And sitting itself, of course, you can do it whichever way you prefer. You could have your feet, your toes aligned besides each other. You can have your toes one on the other, or some people also like to have their feet on top of one of the other. And this is free. You can choose to do this whichever way you like, and it's basically just up to how you feel most comfortable sitting in this position. So I hope this helps you when practicing sitting Seiza. Really getting used to it is to sit like this. Try sitting 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, and the more you sit like this, the more you will get used to it and the easier it will get. It's a sort of stretching as well. So if you want to one day be able to do tea ceremony on a tatami matted floor, then start practicing Seiza now. Follow the tips that I gave you on standing up and sitting down. And to begin, you can also join my 6-week course to begin learning tea ceremony, and we'll be learning it at a table, seated comfortably on a chair. So you will get on with learning the beginnings of tea ceremony already, but in the meanwhile also try practicing sitting in Seiza, so that once you get to that point, we can immediately get started with doing tea ceremony properly on a straw matted floor like this one. So thank you for joining. I hope this was interesting, and looking forward to seeing you in another video. Oh, and before I forget, also like this video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've ever practiced sitting in Seiza, if you've had an experience with this, for example, when you came to Japan and did a tea ceremony experience somewhere. What was it like, and how are you getting on with practicing it right now? So let us know in the comments, and I'll be looking forward to reading you. In the meanwhile, enjoy your matcha and keep practicing.